What? Bang!
Whoa! Wrestling podcast. Just when they think they got the answers, I change the question.
Rep screwed rep.
Yeah.
Woo!
Who are you to doubt El Dandy? Because this guy's a serious professional.
Did he do it?
Too hot to handle and too cold to hold. And I am Macho King Savage.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty. I said WWE stands for... It's me, Austin. I will never retire.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey, yo, Pro Wrestling Podcast listeners, welcome to the show where we don't sing it, we bring it. Help us out and click subscribe to show your support. Are you sick and tired of dropping $60 to $100 for the latest and greatest wrestling game? Stop immediately. Go to Wrestler Unstoppable, available exclusively through Facebook. Create a wrestler, sign contracts, get into storylines, headline PLEs, even build your own corporation, all included in Wrestler Unstoppable, available now to all Facebook users, totally free. If you want to become a member of the Pro Wrestling Podcast family, you want your name in the shoutouts like my good buddy John in Texas, pop over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Pro Wrestling Podcast. Sign up today, and don't forget loyalty rewards. $15 contributor, co-host a live show with myself. $7.50 a month contributors, you get entered into a drawing to also host a live show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Pro Wrestling Podcast. If you've got questions, you've got comments, something you want us to talk about in a future episode, give us a call. Drop us a line at the Pro Wrestling Sound-Off line at 267-642-1160, and we will get to those questions, comments, and concerns in a future episode. This episode, we are reacting to WWE Raw After Evolution. This show is stacked, and I love the layout of the show. They kicked the show off with Naomi coming out, explaining her actions from Evolution. I thought it was a solid promo. I love the attitude that Naomi was displaying. This is a totally different Naomi than the glow Naomi we had for so many years. This Naomi comes across as a credible threat. She comes across as a natural-born heel, and I love the fact that she's leaning into that character, not just on television, but in her X feed and all of her social media. She does the same thing. This is great, great work by Naomi. She deserves all the flowers. I actually love that the people were cheering for her so much. They were so happy for her to win that championship. And then when she basically was trying to cut them off and steal their thunder, they still didn't give up. It's like the crowd saying, no, we're going to be the ones who dictate who gets cheered and who gets booed. But I love that Naomi didn't falter. She stuck with the program, kept trash talking, and did a great job. I love that Rhea came out. Rhea looked like menacing. I thought it was interesting she still took time to pause to do her pose at the entry ramp, whereas Io, doing the same thing, came out with smiles and high-fiving people. When you just lost the Women's World Championship, I'd rather Io would have come out looking angry and stormed her way to the ring, but in the end, very good segment, back and forth, little clunky at times, but I thought Naomi hit all of her spots very well. Rhea kind of sounded like Rhea always sounds, and Io, for those who struggle with her language barrier, I think she did a pretty good job for what she was given to do. Adam Pearce coming out and announcing the triple threat for Summer Slam. In my personal opinion, this match should be the main event of night one. After everything Rhea and Io did at Evolution, they've earned that right, and with Naomi performing the way she is, she too should have an opportunity to be in the main event spot at the first ever two-night Summer Slam, probably on night one. We go from there. There's a backstage segment about Roxanne and Raquel. We have what I thought was really strange. You have Finn Balor shining up everybody's belts for him. It kind of makes him seem like a lackey of sorts. That's where having Carlito in the group would have been nice. He could have had that as his job. They encouraged Dominic to go to the ring. to support Raquel and Roxanne, which he does. The match against the Kabuki Warriors is next. Solid, hard-hitting match. I enjoyed the match. I thought the match was fine. I thought it was interesting why Dominic was out there. No interplay really with Roxanne, which I think is something they could do if they were trying to eventually lead to an issue with Roxanne and Liv whenever Liv does come back. In the meantime, I feel like this was put together for a specific reason, to showcase the fact that Dominic does not have an injury, so that they can make the argument for the AJ Styles match at SummerSlam, which they then make very clear later on in the show when Adam Pearce is calling him on the carpet for the fact that he's able to move around so well, and Dominic claiming that it was adrenaline that got him to do what he did. Now, I thought it's solid stuff. It gets you to SummerSlam, where hopefully AJ Styles wins that Intercontinental Championship in his last year of active competition. Then again, there's a piece of me that thinks he will not win it. I feel like you have to have that championship for the eventual split between Dominic and Finn. But at this point, I'm okay with AJ winning it and just doing a simple grudge match between those two. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But it definitely was a good setup to further the storyline, both of the women's and in the men's side of things. After that, we get to 2 out of 3 falls match that was announced earlier in the day. Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria. If you were asking me, I would have thought Bayley would have won this and led to a great grudge match at SummerSlam with Becky Lynch. We did not get that. To my absolute surprise, Lyra Valkyria comes out with the winner of this 2 out of 3 falls match. Very clean as well. No shenanigans, nothing crazy. Bayley won fall 1, Lyra won fall 2, and then with fall 3, out of nowhere, hitting the Nightwing and pinning Bayley. Valkyria will go face Becky Lynch at SummerSlam, who did end up coming out. Her music hit. She came down, did a stare down. But that actually kind of fell flat for me. I felt like they could have done more with it. I actually think they should have had Becky at ringside the entire time, and then as soon as she won, she should have attacked her. They just started building that heat right away. We're only 3 weeks away. Or I like the way Michael Cole kept saying on commentary, 2 weeks from Saturday, and Saturday's almost a week away, but whatever. The exciting thing for a lot of people of the night who thought she did a great job at Evolution was the next match was Nikki Bella versus Chelsea Green, and which I hope you're noticing here is coming off of Evolution, where all these women got the opportunity to showcase their talents. We go to Raw, where we start the show with a female promo, a women's tag team match, a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Intercontinental Championship contendership, and then Nikki Bella versus Chelsea Green, which a little weird to have Chelsea on Raw if she's not a Raw superstar, regardless of what happened at Evolution. This must have been one of those things where Nikki wanted to work with Chelsea. But I also see where this could lead to a match also at SummerSlam, where we might see Nikki Bella teaming up with Stephanie Vaquer and Brie returning to take on Piper Niven, Alba Fire, Chelsea Green. And that could be a 6-man or 6-woman match for SummerSlam, probably a great way to fill out that card and get as many people on the show as possible. The match itself was all right. It really was. I think Nikki Bella looks great coming back. I think she's done everything you would expect her to do. The only problem I had, the finish. The Rack Attack 2.0 was not executed well. Kind of made it look like she was struggling to get her up. I didn't like that, especially the sequence just prior to that move being administered. But it is what it is. Not everybody hits every move, every match. But this was actually pretty solid. We heard from Gunther. Gunther making it clear what his expectations are. In the middle of his promo, Braun Breaker's music hits. Paul Heyman coming out earlier in the night. Heyman basically talking away the Seth Rollins concerns. He has all the way till June to cash in. Until then, no reason to even talk about it. It's not even a talking point. I like that. It defers those decisions till much later in the year if necessary. In the meantime, when Braun comes out and interrupts Gunther, Gunther almost tries to pacify the situation and walk away, until Braun gets in his face and Paul Heyman makes it very clear that when Braun wins tonight, he's coming for Gunther, which I absolutely love. Definitely a tease for future matches. Then we get into the gauntlet match, which I love part of the booking, hate part of the booking. Breaker starting with Penta, solid back and forth, went just the way I think everybody would expect it to, even though myself, I wish Penta was in a better position coming into the company. Then he goes against LA Knight. Again, I really wish it would have gone slightly different, but it makes sense for how they're building this. Braun is obviously picking up the slack for Seth Rollins, so him going over LA Knight a couple days after Knight pinned Seth makes a lot of sense, especially down the road when the two of them hopefully will lock up. The Jey Uso part is the one that bothers me. He's a former world champion who just got pinned by Braun Breaker in a very unceremonious way. Everything that Jey Uso went through in his feud with Gunther, and then he's going to go down the way he did on Raw, it bothered me. It made him look very, very weak. Now, at the end of the show, I figured out why, and I understood it, but I just don't like the visual that you get with Jey Uso. After Uso goes down and Braun is like running the gauntlet here, CM Punk comes out, final competitor in the match. They have an absolute banger, and towards the end of the match, CM Punk ends up picking up the victory despite interference from Bronson Reed. And then after the match, he's getting attacked. The Brawns are attacking him, and we have Jey Uso return to the ring. I guess this is why he, had what happened earlier. He's selling the rib injury. Now they're both getting beat down, and just as they are stacking Jey Uso on top of CM Punk, which I thought was really awkward. If you look really close, you could see where Bronson Reed was struggling to move Jey Uso, and Jey Uso actually grabs his arm to assist him in putting him on top of Punk. Just before he goes up to the top rope for what they claim would be a double tsunami, which to me a double tsunami would be two tsunamis, not a tsunami onto two people, but whatever. They were picking a word for it. Just as that's about to happen, we hear the music, the OTC returns, Roman Reigns comes down, doesn't take his time, thank God. All these wrestlers who stroll to the ring when they're coming out for a run-in, he comes out, cleans house, Superman punch to Bronson Reed, it goes after it. He does another one to Braun Breaker, hits a spear on Bronson Reed, pulls Jey Uso to his feet. There's a little moment for those two. And then there's a little bit of a stare down with him and CM Punk, which I thought was perfect. You could still go there later on down the pike. But he didn't attack Punk. Punk didn't come at him. It looked almost complimentary. I thought they handled that very well. Push that stuff off as long as you can. You don't need it right now. And then clearly what it looks like to me is obviously we're going to see CM Punk and Gunther for the World Championship at SummerSlam. And now, probably because of the Seth injury, we're going to see Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I think it makes all the sense in the world. The only thing I didn't like is it makes it clear that without Seth Rollins, there's a significant dip in the Raw roster because there's a huge difference between Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. And I don't want to say that because I love Braun Breaker, but the anticipation and the excitement and the intrigue for a SummerSlam tag team match rather than the Roman-Seth match we were hoping to get is very, very palpable. Unless this Seth Rollins thing, despite the fact that I've said in a previous episode, I don't think there's anything that's a work about it. Unless there's something we're missing with that, this is going to be an interesting time. That, to me, was a pretty good show. I think it was very solid top to bottom. Great follow-up to the pay-per-view and all the stuff going on over the weekend. Hopefully, WWE keeps this going. Build tons of momentum. We only have 2.5 weeks until SummerSlam, and they got to keep the pedal down the whole time to get us invested in a 2-night SummerSlam. That's all the time we have for this episode. Check back with us next episode. We run down the latest wrestling news and rumors. Special thanks, as always, to Suno AI for generating the music I use in our show. Today's show is sponsored in part by Beazle Games. Bring a new friend to family game night. It's easy with Sketchy people. Showcase your artistic side in this game from Beazle Games by going to thegamecrafter.com and picking up your copy today. If you're looking for your next career decision, maybe you're considering college or university life, maybe you just need some formal training for your next career opportunity, go to our website at frolifeplanning.com for all your higher education needs, as Fro Life Educational Planning is for today, for tomorrow, and for life with Fro Life. I'm Fred Froelich, better known as Dr. Fro. I want to thank you for taking a few moments with us today. Until next time, take care, everybody. Have a great night.
Wrestling Podcast.